Welcome to High Country Addiction, the only Western-style hunting program that showcases not only our outdoor experiences, but yours as well. We're all about families, friends, and tradition, and I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm Alfred with Sportsman's Warehouse. So Ryan, what was your first outdoor adventure with your kids?
We go to Chama, New Mexico all the time, like when they were probably 3 months old. Fishing, hunting, turkeys, elk, I mean, you name it. Just a great place to take your family.
Guys, I'm super excited about this next hunt. I'm gonna be a little biased because it's my daughter, Lindsay. She's gonna be chasing some birds in northern New Mexico. Let's see if she can get on some turkeys.
Oh, we got a proud papa in the house. Real fast, Sportsman's Warehouse is not just a sporting goods store. There's a lot of things that they do for the community as well. Can you kind of go into detail with that?
That's right, Ryan. So basically, guys, Sportsman's Warehouse likes to get involved as much as possible with the community. We like to help out youth members in the community. We like to help out first responders, military men and women. Thank you guys for your service. Any opportunity we have, conservation groups, we like to get involved.
Yeah, any banquets that we go to, you guys are always there. So thank you for doing that, and thank you to the first responders and the military.
Guys, we're gonna check out some product from Sportsman's Warehouse. This week we've got some cooking stuff to see how you can do the best tactics on a nice turkey.
That's right.
Before we do, let's check out Lindsay's hunt.
Let's do it. So this is a real exciting hunt. I don't know if you've seen this one or not. You want me to go ahead and cover it, or you got this?
Well, Ryan, yes, I've seen it.
Okay.
I was there, so.
Hey, there you are.
So this was a really exciting hunt for me because I was able to see my daughter and the way she was hunting, and a lot of the times they're out there, they're seeing things, they're doing things for the first time. So it's really cool to see their reaction and how they take things in.
I love turkey hunting. It's a spring elk hunt for me, because you get these, early morning, sun's coming up, you throw out this little tiny call, and all of a sudden that forest just lights up, man, yeah. And it's great. So I'm sure your daughter had a really good experience with that as well.
What was cool, Ryan, is this was her first turkey hunt that she was the hunter and not watching the hunt unfold. So she's been hunting with me since she was 4 years old, especially on turkey hunts almost every season. But this year she was able to go into her hunter education, take the course, and passed with flying colors, and she's out there doing her own hunt.
There you go.
Hey guys, we're here at our hunting spot. It's a little windy right now, but hopefully we could roost some turkeys.
Yeah, if you're looking for a really good hunt to start your kids off with, the turkey hunt is it. The mornings can be a little bit cold. It warms up really, really fast. There's not that much walking as far as locating and kind of getting through there. Steady walks, throwing out the calls, seeing if you get any answers. And then once you do, you basically just sit down and wait. I mean, there's a lot of learning that you can kind of help out with right there in that hunt.
Spring's a really good time of year. I mean, everything's blooming out there. There's a lot of water usually. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's a good learning experience when you're out there in the spring.
So what kind of calls did you guys use? Did you do diaphragm? You were doing box? Were you throw any crow calls?
When I go out turkey hunting, I've got a whole toolbox worth of calls. I really like diaphragm calls because they sound more natural to me. And you can manage the volume on it. You can get aggressive or tone it down, whatever you got to do. Slate calls sound really natural as well. Mm-hmm. And I like the way you can purr and cut on them. But box calls, man, you can do anything with a box call. Yeah. And you got that range on a box call as well. I'm huge on the diaphragm just for the fact that my hands are not being used whatsoever. Yeah. I mean, if I'm covering up and doing some chucks or something, some clucks back and forth and all that stuff.
There he comes. He's coming straight right there. Hear him. So he's probably gonna be right here or right there, okay? Hear him. You just move slow and tell me which way you
So I'm guessing, so her first hunt, are we looking at a Browning 10 gauge here, or what are we doing? What are we going with?
Well, actually, she picked that gun out herself, and it's a 20 gauge, which is lower recoil, but it still does the job.
Yeah.
She was still using 3-inch shells out of it, and it does really well.
Yeah, 20 gauge, ideal. 3-inch, I mean, it still gets out there.
Oh, yeah.
You have certain guns you shoot the 20 gauge with the 3-inch, and it still has some pretty good kick. But ideal for your kids, 20 gauge 100%.
What I did is I swapped out that recoil pad to just really help her out. One thing you want to do with kiddos is you want to make it a fun experience. I've said that before, but you don't want them expecting that recoil. You don't want them to be afraid of the firearm. You want them to just enjoy, focus on the shot, and take a good ethical shot. So we're back at it again. Yesterday was pretty successful. We got in here kind of late. Just wanted to see if we could roost a bird, and we did. We actually had a pretty close call. The bird, we had a tom come in. He was probably about 50, maybe even 40 yards away. Just couldn't get a clear shot. He was kind of in the brush. But we had him gobbling, but he was already headed to his roost. So we just kind of let him alone and didn't do much calling. But we roosted him, and this morning we're going to set up some decoys, get in there in the dark, and hopefully we can get him to come in. These birds are pretty active, it seems like. So he was gobbling before we made any calls, and so they seems like we're good on the season as far as that goes. So we'll be checking in with you guys. And, Lindsay.
Well, I'm pretty excited for today because we're gonna get that one for sure. I know it. And well, we got him roosted, so hopefully he will come down and he'll be gone by tonight. So
One less turkey in the woods, huh?
yep, less turkey in the woods. So yeah, hopefully this goes really well, and wish me good luck.
Guys, we got to take a quick break, but I can't wait to see what Lindsay does next.
Neither can I. Stick around, we'll check out some more High Country Addiction.
This is for the person stuck in the office. The 9-to-5er. The person who eats, sleeps, and drinks the outdoors. During business hours, you play the part. And in the mountains, you're home. But on the water, you go with the flow. This is for the angler, the hiker, the hunter, the adventurer in you. Shop the Black Friday sale going on now.
I block the wind, the cold. I block the rain, noise, and smells. I block the voice in your head that says, go home. Scent blocker.
Wood-fired, just the way Mother Nature intended cooking to be. With a Traeger, you can grill, smoke, bake, roast, braise, and barbecue. It's the most versatile cooking solution in the world. Traeger, taste the wood-fired difference.
Hey gang, and welcome back to High Country Addiction, the only Western style hunting program that showcases not only our outdoor experiences, but yours as well. And I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm Alfred with Sportsman's Warehouse.
All right, so we're following Lindsay on our northern New Mexico turkey hunt, but before we get to that, let's check out some high country approved products from our friends over at Sportsman's Warehouse.
Thanks, Ryan. So we're gonna go over today, guys, is just different tactics, different ways to cook your wild turkey.
I gotta stop you right there. You said the word cook. I am so excited that we're doing food on our TV show now. If I start drooling, don't pay attention to me. If I fall over, just, ignore me. I'm absolutely excited that we're doing this.
I'm right there with you, Ryan. I love food as well. I love to eat, and there's always really good ways to cook your meal when you have a smoker, when you have a deep fryer, and the options we have here. And by the way, make sure to visit your local Sportsman's Warehouse. We've got plenty of options. We've got smokers, deep fryers, different manufacturers and vendors to choose from. So pick the right one that fits your needs. As far as the deep fried, it comes out really good, Ryan. I like to use peanut oil in mine. There's the myth of these can be very dangerous. However, if you use the proper precautions, it could be a very tasty meal. We also have the Traeger smokers I know you love. So tell us a little bit about the smoker.
I'm infatuated with Traegers, man. So these things are actually pellet fed. The cool thing about them is they have oak, hickory, apple. They're even coming out with a new turkey blend that has rosemary in it. So not only do you season the bird and the steaks or the ribs, but they also enhance the pellets with different flavors as well. Not only can you do a turkey or steaks, but you can do brownies, you can do pizza, you can do bread. I mean, there's just so many things that you can do with a Traeger. We literally use it 2-3 times a week.
They're great. They're awesome to have. One thing I like to do with my turkeys, I like to use a marinade, and I also like to use a rub. It just enhances the flavor and it tastes really good. Back to the deep fryer, it's my favorite. I know it's not the healthiest choice, but I love the way it tastes. So what I like to do is, before you start cooking or fire it up, you want to put your bird in there and fill it up with water. That way you know what level you're going to have your oil at. So once you do that, you take your bird out, dry everything up really nice, and make sure you don't ever use a turkey that's not fully thawed or wet in any way.
You could actually buy 2 turkeys. Dry one out, take the wet one out, stick it in the Traeger, and then put the dry one in there.
That's a good point. Absolutely. So what we got here, guys, is a tool, and you're gonna pull up, basically, that's gonna harness your turkey. So you're gonna drop that in. You wanna do that really slowly, because with hot oil, as we all know, there's gonna be oil popping and it's hot and it's gonna get all over the place. Something else to consider is put something on the floor. If you're doing this, in your patio or something, you don't want oil stains all over the floor, so something to consider. You also have your thermostat here, your thermometer. So that's something that you wanna keep an eye on. You don't wanna put your turkey in there until you're at the right temperature. It usually takes about 45 minutes to an hour to fully cook. Anything else from you, Ryan?
No, I'm ready to eat. So you know what? Let's get back to Lindsay's turkey hunt and let's see if she can seal a deal and possibly get 2 turkeys.
That's a great point. So this is the second morning out. We're headed back to the same spot. She's excited. She's already knows what it's about. She knows what to expect. And she knows, more importantly, the birds are roosted, where they're roosted. So we know where we're going and what we're going to get into. So here's our first setup, Ryan. We got a hen decoy out there. She's got her ear protection on, which by the way is essential, especially for kiddos, for anybody really. Yeah. But on the kiddos, their hearing aids are a must-have.
Who's this Western ninja? The little Fu Manchu goatee popping out there. Check you out with your little goatee thing popping through your camo mask there. Look at, I told you, you don't like the Western ninja, but that's Western ninja.
I was doing it
You're
right
full
there.
on Western ninja right there, baby. That was awesome.
The thing is, on turkey hunts, you want to be fully concealed and break up your outline. So face mask, gloves, everything camo, but more importantly, you want to blend into your surroundings.
Yeah. let's talk about decoys real fast, because it looks like you have a couple of them out there, right? Is it just one or two?
Got one hen decoy.
Okay. So is there, with the Jake or the Tom or have you experienced anything different with different decoys?
You know, I've always used just a hen because it's a non-aggressive approach. I've personally never used or had any luck with a Jake or a Tom. They work, don't get me wrong, but I just like a non-aggressive approach.
See the hen right in front of us? There's two hens. You just stay calm, okay? Make sure you take your time with the shot.
One, two, 3 or 4 hens out there, and there's 2 really big toms coming in. I mean, they got some ropes hanging on them.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Right now so that hen decoy is about 20 yards out, 15 to 20 yards. And those hens are about 50 yards at this point. So right here, I'm doing some calling, and I never thought it was gonna be as hard as it was. Trying to film, trying to call, and trying to help and coach your child to have a successful hunt.
Yeah.
It's super hard, guys. So I highly recommend, if you're gonna do a hunt with one of your kiddos, bring somebody along to do the video for you, or bring a caller with you, because you wanna focus on your kid taking a good shot on the animal. So as you can hear, there's just toms going off all over this meadow. I mean, there's one behind us, there's a couple to the right, there's the 2 in the meadow, and then there's, I don't know how many to the left of us. They were just everywhere. And I think there was so much commotion going on, they were just coming in from different areas.
Shoot two. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay. Just get 2 whenever you're ready. Okay, get the ones on the left. There you go. Shoot, Lindsay. Hurry. You're gonna get away, Lindsay. Okay. Just squeeze the trigger. Hurry. Yes. No. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Lindsay. Lindsay, this is your. Hurry. Just squeeze it. It's not gonna hurt. Trust me.
So right here was really difficult for me because I was trying to film, and I had her set up facing the decoy with the shooting sticks. Well, once the Jake started working to the left, as you could see here, I was trying to help her hold the shotgun with one hand, filming with the other, and getting my knee out of the way so I wouldn't get a blown kneecap. So she was able to make a great shot on that first bird.
Okay. Go ahead. Hurry. Just shoot.
Whoa, stop that clip, guys.
Hey, that's my line, dude.
So what's really neat about this part is she just took the first turkey ever,
Nice.
made a perfect shot. Headshot, I mean, good form, the whole bit.
You're allowed 2 bearded turkeys in the state of New Mexico for the spring hunt. Just because you shoot that first one and it drops and all those birds take off doesn't mean necessarily get up and run and go get your first bird. This is a perfect example. They'll break away, but if they're hot and heavy and you hit that call perfect, they might come right back in. Let's check it out.
Okay. Whenever you're ready, okay? Go ahead.
Hey, great job, Lindsay. I'm proud of you. That was really, really cool.
Well, we are going back home from a successful turkey hunt, and well, I'm just so excited right now. We found a shed, it was really nice. So this whole hunt was amazing. So
That was an awesome hunt, guys. Lindsay, I'm super proud of you. So Ryan, what's the best turkey hunt you can recall?
Everyone. I absolutely love turkey hunting. It's my spring elk hunt. Being able to get them out there and call them and get them on the ground and have them running in and running like little T-Rexes, and then you know what happens next. All right, guys, so we have some viewer submitted footage, so stick around after the break and we'll check it out.
Before you go viral, make an appointment with Feedy Family Dentistry, now with 2 locations to serve you in Albuquerque and Rio Rancho.
This is for the person stuck in the office. The 9-to-5er. The person who eats, sleeps, and drinks outdoors. During business hours, you play the part. And in the mountains, you're home. But on the water, you go with the flow. This is for the angler, the hiker, the hunter, the adventurer, and you. Shop the Black Friday sale going on now.
Hey guys, and welcome back to High Country Addiction, the only Western-style hunting program where you can submit your footage and possibly be the star of the show. And I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm Alfred.
All right, so let's check out this week's viewer submitted footage.
Guys, remember, if you want your hunt on the show, follow the link on the screen. If it's good enough, we'll air it on a future episode.
All right, our viewer submitted footage. We're going to follow Mark Jarret, actually a pro staffer with High Country Addiction. We'll go into a little bit of detail as we watch Mark on his archery hunt in Arizona.
Let's roll that clip.
Mark Jarret, staffer for High Country Addiction, early morning Arizona hunt. Bulls are going crazy, talking a little bit. This is that morning where it finally starts to come together. You know that feeling you get when it's still a little bit dark, you got these bulls talking, and you're like, man, if it just got a little bit light, I could see where they're at. This nice, decent bull comes around the corner, pokes his head around the corner, and what the heck? He's only got one antler.
But I'll tell you what, Ryan, that is a mature bull.
Yeah.
That's a big bull. You could tell the way his belly drops. You could tell by his neck.
That's right.
I mean, he's a really mature bull.
See, in bulls like that, I mean, I tell you the truth, I wouldn't hesitate at all.
Same
I like
here.
that uniqueness. I like that one that's just unicorned out or kicking out to the side. I mean,
the
that's
clubs.
Oh,
I dig
the clubs are, yeah.
My dad took down a nice club bull one year.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's caused by fighting. Sometimes that's a birth defect. You never know. Maybe it tumbled down the hill and it hit a rock when they still had velvet on.
Or maybe that's just the fad, and that's just what they want to look like. I mean, they decided to do their hair different. Now, I love, those are unique qualities, unique things that only certain bulls have. I mean, that's a cool thing.
It is.
So we're getting a little bit more action. They focus on this bull for a while. I talked to Mark about his hunt. He actually had a couple of opportunities that he passed up on. And I think he was so happy that he did it, because here in a second you guys are going to check out something that's really, really cool. All right, so I'm going to set this up real fast. Stop the video real fast. Let me set this up. Here's what happened. He had an opportunity right before this, about 10 or 15 minutes, and he got a decent shot. They didn't get it on video. The bull took off, and they chased it for a little tiny bit, and they saw that it had bedded down.
I've always said, if you have a second or third shot, take it if you can, because you want to make sure that animal expires as quickly as possible.
Mark's hunting, and he's got 5 other friends that are hanging out with him. You know, I mean, it's great times, it's guy times, but now we can actually get our wives out too as well, and our kids, and experience all this stuff together. And this is just really good friends, family, tradition stuff right here. Holy smokes, man, what a great bull.
That was a really nice bull.
So what's your thoughts on a scale to 1 to 10, elk meat, you know, 10 being the best? What do you think about elk
I'm
meat?
about an 11 or 12. I love elk meat. I mean, just so tender, it tastes so good, and there's so many ways to cook it. It's amazing.
That's right.
Guys, remember, if you want your hunt on the show, follow the link on the screen. If it's good enough, we'll air it on a future episode.
All right, up next, we're going to reflect on what we saw today, so stick around after the break to check out some more High Country Addiction.
This is for the person stuck in the office, the 9-to-5er, the person who eats, sleeps, and drinks the outdoors. During business hours, you play the part, and in the mountains, you're home. But on the water, you go with the flow. This is for the angler, the hiker, the hunter, the adventurer, and you. Shop the Black Friday sale going on now.
I block the wind, the cold. I block the rain. I block the voice in your head that says, go home. Scent blocker.
Hey guys, welcome back to High Country Addiction, the only Western style hunting program that showcases not only our outdoor experiences, but yours as well. And I'm your host, Ryan.
And I'm Alfred.
So, reflection time. So cool, I love this because we get to sit down, relax, and talk about some cool stuff that happened today. Your daughter's turkey hunt. I mean,
That was super cool.
that is absolutely insane. I mean, getting your daughter out there and getting the turkeys in and actually getting a shot and then calling them right back in and then getting another shot, great job. There's some experience that we really kind of want to focus on Mark's hunt for the fact that, yeah, they didn't get the first shot on the bull, but when they started tracking it down and found that it was still kind of moving around, they didn't really want it to take off again, so they decided to go ahead and take another shot, and that was a great job and a great bull, so good job.
Guys, always remember to respect the animals you hunt and pass it to the next generation. If you want your hunt on the show, follow the link on the screen. If it's good enough, we'll air it on a future episode.
That's right, and always remember, family, friends, and tradition. We'll see you next time on High Country Addiction.